So were y'all on the same page in terms of like spirituality versus religion or whatever and I don't think everybody again has to put themselves in a box or label themselves as this or as that, but whatever you feel like you are, were y'all on the same page with that, or was it like a conversation and we have to like a mutual understanding or growing together type of thing?
You kind of answered it in a sense, because he had this preconceived notion that I wouldn't accept him for who he is,
because it's that judgy thing, like,
right? Well, of course. I mean, I'm in gospel, and that was the connotation I was actually afraid of, and getting into radio. But as I said, I've known God for longer than I've even been on radio. So, but at one point, when he told me I don't believe in God, I was like, oh.
So it's about to get real juicy. Okay. Thank you for throwing me that little alley-oop. Okay.
What you talking about? But basically what it was, I think that, he was on a journey. I am on a journey. But then us coming together, we got an opportunity to understand each other better. So there is a label called Atheist that people use for people that don't believe in God, because that's the go-to.
Right.
But I think that he was a theist. There's someone that is just questioning and asking a bunch of questions and seeking. I don't have a problem with him seeking, because what I know is if you seek him, you'll find him. You know what I mean? So, seek. Keep seeking. And all the truth that you need to find, keep finding it. And, gradually it felt like, because there was a lot of things that I understood about what, his plight was, and he understood about what my plight was on a lot of things, because, maybe I was in a box. Maybe even though I am, kind of out there, everybody thinks I'm the little wild and crazy gospel church girl, whatever. I still was in a box. I had some understanding too, that I needed to expand my understanding of all that God is. And, him coming into my life, me being in his life, we were able to walk together and explore, and we're continuing to explore this journey together with God.
Yeah, and sharing, because I think everybody these days, I think we do have a little bit more freedom and flexibility to explore and to say, I don't subscribe to only this one thing, or I take a piece from this and a piece from that, and I'm developing my own belief system versus I'm just going to repeat what my mama told me, or I'm just going to repeat what the pastor told me.
Yeah.
But I will say that is surprising. I'll say surprising for someone who, I feel like even when you say you don't believe in God, you do believe in a higher power. You believe, you believe in something. You might not call it God, but something. But for someone who does not share your belief, to literally be with the gospel lady, like how is that for you? Do you ever feel like, well, I guess you said he kind of felt like you wouldn't be accepting, but what has been your experience?
Well, for me, I try not to box myself in. That's one of the things that I understand, that all of these modalities, these metrics, they're used to divide people.
Facts.
So we have to be able to see through that. And once upon a time, they told people that God was on the mountain, right? It was in the book. Then they said God was in the cloud. Then they said God was all around. But they never tell you that God is in the mirror. You know what I mean?
I say is in you.
Yeah. So once you understand that, then you can accept people for what they believe or who they are, because you understand everybody's on their own individual journey. So people could have labeled me whatever they wanted to, but it's because I didn't believe what you believed, or maybe the understanding is different. But once upon a time, there was no such word as God. Like when you go back to ancient Kemet, that word was synonymous with nature, man, and spirit. It was all synonymous in one word. So we, as a civilization or a culture, however you want to, when we start to progress through the decades and the generations, something changed. And I wonder, what was it?
We know what it was. Some things definitely changed.
And it still changed.
Yeah, and like you said, though, it does, in my opinion, come down to religion and titles just kind of separating people. It's just like, I'm going to say I'm this, and when I say I'm this, that means I'm better than what you say you are, and that means that my belief system is going to get me to what I hope to be happy. You know, like it's just the whole thing that I think does end up being more divisive than
You're right.
bringing people together.
And I like, for me, being in this space, I respect all of it. I respect my upbringing. I respect the church. I respect, religion. I respect all of it because, just as Alfonso said, everybody is on a journey.
Right.
And people can make a choice to stay here and camp out here, or they could say, man, I know there's more to it than this.
I'm going to just keep looking.
And I'm just going to keep on receiving. You know what I'm saying? I'll keep on receiving all I can, because we're talking about God. We'll never get enough.
Right.
I don't care how long we live. We won't ever know everything. So I've always, been that person that will push the envelope a bit more. But to others, that means, oh, you're just a free spirit or whatever. And it's like, exactly what I'm trying to be.
Yes, thank you.
But
it's
to
not an
me,
insult, it's a compliment.
it's a definite compliment. But to me, that means that I can receive a lot more than what I've been given,
So what kind of wedding ceremony did y'all have?
Oh, it was so beautiful. Do you want to talk about it? You want me to talk about it?
Look at your
talk about
face. Yeah.
Are we under NDA until we can talk
We're
about
not at it. Well,
y'all
what
saw
I
the
could,
paperwork?
well, we did, because it is on a major network.
Okay.
And
New question.
yes.
Was it a religious ceremony? Because that's what I really wanted to know.
It was spiritual.
Okay. Okay.
We actually we can't talk about this because it probably won't air, but we had a ceremony to blend our family, where he made vows to my children and I made vows to his children.
It.
And we asked, I asked his children, could I crown him my king? And they gave me a crown, and and vice versa. He asked.
So we're not gonna see this?
I don't know if they're gonna show that. I don't know. I have
Sounds
no idea.
beautiful. It sounds like something we need to see.
It is definitely something. Well, because we kind of made it up.
Yeah, but that's why we need
We
to see it. But
ceremonialized
that's such a, I've seen the pictures on Instagram where it's like, if the woman had children previously, then the man will ask
Yeah.
the family, can I be a part of the family? Not just can I marry you, but I want y'all to know that I'm responsible for this entire this tribe now. It's not just me and your mom. And I just think that that is such like a powerful statement. And imagine how the children feel, being included, because a lot of times stereotypically it's like, who's this person coming in to fill in this role or whatever, but that is such an inclusive way of like making everybody feel like this truly is a family and not like I'm coming to shake things up or whatever.
And in our vows, we acknowledged our respect for, like, I had respect for the mother, and he has respect for the father.
Were they at this? Okay.
Look,
No, okay. It's like that's where we draw the line.
No,
okay,
God.
I got you. Okay.